Yeah, I'm really disappointed in our effort tonight. I am a little bit shocked at how we started the game, and I thought we were really emotionally flat, um, with an opportunity to play a top 10 or top 11 team in the country, top 10, and to be emotionally flat at home, after having come off a really great effort against Oregon. We looked like we had a flat tire emotionally, and I think when we are that, we get exposed in a lot of ways. And I thought we got exposed in our lack of execution, lack of energy, lack of sharing the ball, and I'm really surprised by it. And I thought we started the game that way, and we shook out of it maybe a little bit and got a little bit better looks at times, but we just couldn't get out of that little funk, I thought, and it's unbelievable. I'm bothered by it because I think you only get so many opportunities to put the lights on and play games, and I just don't think we prepared well, and I think it showed, and it will show against really quality opponents and people that know how to play to their scout and play to your weaknesses. So it's a disappointing night on the offensive end for sure.
Obviously, yeah, there were the offensive struggles, but on the defensive side, you guys did a really good job. Again, Oregon State had 56 at half on Friday, just 52 tonight. What did you guys kind of prepare to just limit them so much offensively?
Well, we had a great scout, and again, I think this is a matchup that we're not far off from being able to play with Oregon State because of how they play. I thought our scout was great. I thought we executed it really great. I think sometimes you get crazy when they make a few shots but it wasn't defense tonight. I mean, you can be bothered by a few things on the defensive end, but when you hold that team to 52 points, it's not the defensive end. But it's a matchup that we can, we do pretty good, I think, being able to make things hard for them. And they obviously did some really good things to make things hard for us. And on a night when, everybody knows it now. We're really well scouted, especially when you get into league. And on a night when we don't get much point production out of our big three, it's just hard for us to find points. We just don't have much offensive firepower on our bench if we don't get those numbers from those guys. So that's reality. That's where we are. That's the depth of our program right now, and that's why we've got to keep getting better in as we go forward in developing our players and recruiting and getting more depth into our program.
Talk a little bit about Mikayla's game tonight. It's really the first time she's played important minutes in a while, and actually for the most part throughout her career played pretty well. Is just kind of trying to change something up and give her the minutes that you felt she deserved, and how do you think she responded to it?
Yeah, I mean, Mick Jones is a culture kid. Like, she is everything I want our program to be about. She is an unbelievable energy person and player. She'll do anything we ask her to do. And I don't want to take anything away from Sheer. Sheer is a great culture kid too. Like she's everything I want in my program too. Those two players, and so it's just that just wanted to shake it up. Just wanted to give Mick a chance. And I thought she was good. I mean, I thought she did really well. I think she'll settle in, and she is a really good shooter. I think she's nervous right now, and I do think she'll settle in and start shooting the ball at a high rate once she gets a little bit more experience on the floor. So I'm really happy with her. I don't think she did it, she did everything she could. She rebounds the ball. She brings the energy. So I'm really pleased with that, and it makes for good competition. It'll motivate Sheer. It'll motivate Sherilyn to get those minutes back. So I think it's a good thing to have competition in the gym, and we certainly need a little bit more offensive firepower from that fifth starting spot.
How important is it going to be to get Ula back, and is there a approximation of when that's going to be?
I expect it to happen this week. You don't know completely how she'll respond to practice and as she moves forward, but yeah, it's huge. I mean, again, I think Bobby's logged too many minutes. Maria's logged too many minutes. we need a little bit more depth. I think Ula can stretch the defense a little bit and give us some offensive firepower that we desperately need. So any shot in the arm would help us, and I hope she'll get back, and I hope she'll give us a little energy and a little bit of a spark for us.
What are some things you guys are looking to improve on?
Well, I think where we are in our program, we don't have a ton of talent. You know, it's not just like lots of it sitting here or on the bench. I mean, I think we have 3 solid scorers, and so we have to be really good at what we do and executing, and we have to play well to get those guys the most looks and to give them good looks, and then we need, you know, solid performances from other people. But if we don't execute, I don't think we have enough talent just to roll the ball out and go beat people one-on-one. We just don't have those kinds of dynamic athletes that can just go get their shot any way they want. I think when we break offense, you see bad shots that lead to layups on the other end. And, you know, I think when you look at our stat sheet, I think you notice that we shoot the ball at a really high percentage because we get our kids quality shots, and we're really sticklers about that, like what's a good shot, what's a bad shot. And I thought we really didn't execute tonight. I just thought we broke things, and we tried to do things that we predetermined what we were going to do. We didn't read what they did defensively, and we just had already made up our mind what we were going to do. And that we're not that good of a team that can just play off of instinct only. We have to be a little bit a higher IQ team, and I just thought we were not a high IQ team tonight. And if we're not that, I think we'll struggle against people that start taking things away from us and forcing us into playing too fast. But I don't think this was a team that made us play too fast. I just thought we really got out of character a little bit and didn't move the ball and didn't stay with what we do. And I think this is what you get when you do that with us.
Some more, Coach. Your players as well, and they came in talking about execution, heading down to the LA schools next weekend. What do you do to maybe sharpen up that execution and get better shots? Because obviously you have folks throughout your lineup and your roster who can hit shots, and this was an uncharacteristic performance offensively for them, even just speaking generally, let alone executing against Oregon State. What do you do down south to change that? Because you had 64 against the 5th-ranked team in the country Friday, 35 today. Just something seemed a little off. What do you do to shake that up and get out of that?
Well, I don't think you can overanalyze this game. Just like, you know, you can't think too highly of playing well against Oregon. I mean, but I think the thing that just with us is if we don't learn how to fight through adversity, I mean, and that's where we are. If I were to say, you know, the struggles of building a top program it's hard to get tradition, you know, and Oregon State has it now. Those kids know how to win. And when you build a program that wins a lot, I think you create a mindset with players and a better competitiveness with players. And we're a doubting team. We're a team that hasn't won a lot, and we don't know how to sometimes. And how do you get better at that? Well, you face it. You face it every single day, and you put yourself in those positions, and you know, I challenged them to say, what did you do emotionally to get ready for Oregon, and then what did you do today? Because it wasn't the same team from the warm-up to how they looked at us in the pregame talk. I just don't think we got ourselves ready to play this game, and that's emotional maturity, that is competitive maturity, and I don't think in leadership and within a team that I think lacks a little bit of leadership. So those are areas that we've just got to. We can't change completely who we are, but we've got to grow in those areas. And I do think toughness can be grown. I do think leadership can be grown. I do think relentlessness and fight can be grown. It's just not in a day. and so when I watch other people in this league, I see USC struggle mightily. I see UCLA struggle in a million things. I mean, I've watched a lot of games, and no one's built really perfectly. Well, Oregon might be. They're built pretty good. But everybody else has moments of what we just did. And it might feel worse. You know, 35 feels really bad. but there is a bright spot. We held a really good team to 52, so we can try to fix some things, but I think it's so much of where we are right now is the between the ears things and the somehow getting the fight instead of kind of tanking when things go bad or feeling kind of a pity party. You got to find the fight, and it's not from lack of want. Those guys really want to do well, but it is from lack of doing it and being that team that can overcome. And we've got to keep growing that, and that's where we are. And I'm not afraid of that. I just think you got to face it, and tomorrow's another day to be better at it.